language arts teacher and author of the Lucia Chronicles. This video is a short tip video, and it's something that I've learned over the last 3 years when formatting my own self-published books. And I wanted to make a short video to share with you because when I was looking up information, there were articles and there were long videos, but I wanted to try and make a shorter video. So I'm going to give you my top 3 tips that helped me cut my formatting time to several hours over the course of multiple days. So I'm talking like 12 hours of formatting to about an hour and a half of formatting. So first, this is only if you're using Microsoft Word, because I really can't speak to any other software. So tip number 1 when you're formatting is to go into CreateSpace and use one of their templates based on the size that you want your book to be. I don't think you need to be using CreateSpace to do this because if you Google CreateSpace templates, a forum comes up and it lists all the templates for the various sizes, and it has ones that already have kind of some like guideline text in it, and then it has ones that are completely blank. So that would just be your preference. I've used both. So the most common size for a book right now is 6 by 9, but I guess 5.5 by 8.5 is gaining popularity again, and that's what I use for my women's fiction book. So tip number 1 is to find a template. And the reason the CreateSpace templates are so great is because they are free. Okay, tip number 2, utilize section breaks. This tip has changed my life in regards to formatting because I was always inserting blank pages. Do not insert blank pages. Instead, after each chapter, I don't do this until the formatting stage, and I do it before I do anything else once I have my text in place, is you need to do a section break, odd page, at the end of each chapter. I believe this is under page layout, and what this will do is if the chapter ends on the wrong page, because technically you want right facing chapters, although you can go the other way and just have your chapters end where they end as long as chapter 1 is a right facing chapter. But I just read The Raven Boys, a YA book, and the chapters started on the left, they started on the right, and it didn't really matter. So what you want to do is you want to do an insert section break odd page, and this will automatically do it for you. However, you will not see it. If you want to see it, and depending on your version of Word, you have to save as PDF, and then it will show you how it will appear. So tip 2, using section breaks. Tip 1, use a template. And my third tip is all about headers and page numbers. I did not know when I published my first series that, I didn't even think about the title page shouldn't have a header or a page number, the dedication page shouldn't have a header or page number, the first page of a chapter shouldn't have a header or page number. The exception to this is, I guess, if you're using centered numbers, then it's okay. And the book I was just telling you about also did that. However, they did not have any headers, which actually is just easy formatting. But if you're going to have a header, you don't want a header or page numbers, so technically a footer, on any of the chapter pages, the start of a chapter, or any of the other pages. So like your title page, your copyright page, your dedication, the about the author, or anything else that you're including. So how you can do this is it takes a lot of trial and error, especially because Word seems extremely temperamental, but you can look up and make sure that you have selected don't link to previous, because that just messes everything up. So make sure that's unselected, and then you want to make sure that your numbers are formatted so that they're all continued from previous, and this will ensure that they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through the various section breaks that you created. And then you also want to make sure that you have different first page selected, and then that will allow you to delete the header and the footer from the chapter page, but not mess up the rest of the content of the chapter. And also you want to make sure you have different different odd and even page selected. And then what you have to do is you have to make sure you go and format your numbers for both of those. If you want your numbers to be on the outer corners, you have to do the opposite of what you think, even though it'll look completely strange, and put the numbers on the inner corners. And how you can check if you're doing it right is save as PDF, depending on your version of Word, if that's an option. I think I have 2007, and that is an option, and that's how I check to see if it's going to look right when I upload the PDF to CreateSpace, because Word doesn't look like what you're doing, which seems like a really sad feature. Another feature that would be fabulous is if they have a remove footer and remove header, but it tends to remove it from the whole document. At least I haven't figured it out. So it'd be awesome if they just had like remove from this page, but they don't have that. So my 3 tips are: use a template. My second tip is to utilize section breaks, odd page at the end of each chapter, and it automatically determines that for you. And then my third tip is about where you should have headers and footers and how to format page numbers. This was meant to just be quick. If you have questions, you can let me know in the comments. I'm kind of still learning this myself, and I'm definitely not a whiz, and this is just a culmination of information that I've pulled from various sources to help me in my formatting journey. In the meanwhile, happy reading.